Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. We are looking at a study where white is two bishops up here, but the problem is everything is hanging. The rook is hanging, this bishop is hanging, and this bishop is hanging. And the problem is that if we lose one bishop, we cannot win with just a rook and a bishop versus a rook. And if we exchange the rook and the bishop for the rook and we end up with a single bishop, that's not enough either. So what we want to do is, of course, to take this rook or exchange it for both bishops. That's okay. Then we're left with a rook, which is winning, of course. So we have to find something like this. And, well, of course, now I'm not going to tell you more than this. Now it's time for you to pause the video and analyze this on your own and see if you can find out how white can get away from all these threats and be left with a winning material. So go ahead. All right. Did you see it? Well, obviously, if we just move a bishop like this and protect our rook, we're going to lose the other bishop. And as I said, rook and bishop against the rook is not winning, so this is not good enough. And if we try something like this to threaten the rook, well, of course, he's just going to take the other one, and same here. This is just a draw. So, obviously, we cannot move the king, then we will lose our rook, and after that, we have no chance. So, there's actually only two moves that's really interesting to look at. This is the first. Sacrifice the rook here with rook d5 check. This is called a sham sacrifice because black cannot take it. If it does, then we follow up with the check here and we're going to take the rook and we are winning. But of course, black is not forced to take the rook. Instead, he will play the king to c6. Keep on the threats on both bishops and also keep on threatening our rook. And after this, we don't really have anything left to do. We can get another check, which is supported by the bishop, but the king will come back to d6. And from here, we're going to lose our bishop. Or if we try to perhaps move the bishop here, this is the best way to keep on this. But now, black will give a check here. We'll move the king to a random place, let's say f2, and then black will play the rook to b1, attacking our bishop. If we move it somewhere in this diagonal, we will lose our rook. So we are basically forced to move the bishop here, and then he will play the rook to a1. And look at this. We cannot come anywhere. If we can check here, we're going to lose our rook. We cannot move the rook to defend this. We have to go back. And these threats will be perpetual. And it's going to be 3 moves. And then it's going to be a draw. So this is actually not winning. It was a long line, but in the end, it's not winning. So we're going to go with the other move, which is winning. That is rook e6 check. That's a good start. We have this rook supported. Black has 2 options. You see, of course, that if he goes here, he will lose instantly with the check here, even though it takes our rook. We are down with 2 bishops against the rook, against the king, and easy win. So after the check, the king will go to c7. And now it's a question, of course, how do we proceed here? Again, this could be a good opportunity for you to pause the video and analyze further. Go ahead. All right, here we go. So again, if we are moving this bishop somewhere, we're going to lose this bishop here. And with a check, we're not getting anything here out of this. And it doesn't matter if we go all the way here. It's still going to take it. We don't have anything after this. This is a draw. What about rook to a6? Well, he's just going to take this bishop with either the rook or the king, and that's no further. So we need to get another check here. This is how we proceed. Rook e7 check. Now when the black king moves, at least we are protecting the a7 bishop. Okay, so black has four options now. Up to either c6 or d6, take here on c8, or play king d8. So we're going to look at all four of these. This is the easy one. We will follow a nice little fork here, so that's easy win. If we go up to d6, now we continue with a check here. And again, he cannot come here due to the fork. If he puts himself here, is subject to a discovered check, which will win either rook d8 or c8 with check. Let's look at them. We can look at one of them. Something like this is winning. Now he cannot take the bishop due to the check here, and we're gonna get the rook. And if he runs away, well, now we can move this bishop with a tempo. We get a check. We also protect down on a1, and then we can just move the bishop or keep on checking a little bit more. We can do a check first. Cannot come here. He has to go away somewhere and just get our bishop out. And this is winning. Two bishops out in the open. Okay, so the most interesting part is, of course, if he either takes here or goes to d8. So let's assume black takes on c8. The question is, of course, now we lost one bishop, and we said we couldn't do it. But the thing is, this rook is trapped here. So all white has to do is just to move his rook. Put it there. You can put it anywhere in these squares up here. But put it on a7. Look at this. Black is in zugzwang. He cannot move the rook. He cannot take it here. And if he moves the king to d8, well, we finish him off with a check and take the rook. And we're all happy about that and winning. So that's pretty nice. So that means he cannot take on c8. Instead, he will play the king to d8. Okay, so for the final moves here, do you want to pause the video again and see how white wins? Go ahead. Otherwise, here comes the solution. Okay, the check here on d7 is interesting because black cannot take there. It will be the same variation we looked at. But it's not really getting somewhere because he will play king e8. We are forced to play the rook to c7. The king will come back, and it's going to be perpetual checks here, or otherwise we will do what we do already from this position. So this is just a waste of time. Instead, we move the rook right away to h7 or g7, doesn't matter. So, okay, if black takes now, it's the same we looked at. We just give him a zugzwang. We can move here, and then it will be the same. King is forced out. But what happens if black takes with the rook here? Now it looks like he's out with his rook. It took one of our bishops, but this is still not saving a draw for black. We are winning now. We only have two moves left before he can resign, and here they come. Bishop b6 check. The king is, of course, the king is forced to go to e8, of course. He cannot put the rook in between. And now for the final move before black resigns. Can you see it? Here it comes. Bishop c7. This is so beautiful. Such a beautiful zugzwang. Look at this. Okay, the rook, if he moves here, well, then we're just gonna check. If he moves somewhere else, take here, or moves and here, he's going to lose his rook, and otherwise he cannot. He can only move his king, and it can only go to f8, which means we finish him off with another check here, and we grab this. And of course, he can get our bishop. We don't care. Let him have it. Rook is more than enough to win this from here, and we managed to fix this. We solved it all with these beautiful moves. Rook e7, e6 check, then e7, and then just go away to h7 and let the zugzwang set in. All right, thank you everybody for watching this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.